Spiritual enlightenment conversation. This was about spiritual cleansing. How you cleanse your spirit. How you cleanse it. How do you get all the garbage away from it? How do you keep it clean? You got to clean your soul. Because your soul connects your spirit to your flesh. The spirit rises inside your soul. And the soul rises inside the flesh. The soul can't even go through heaven's gate because it carries sins of the flesh. Only the spirit of God, what bonds us together. But you got to understand this, though. A lie is a sin. If it's something that you feel within yourself mentally and emotionally, and you feel that it's a lie, but yet you do what society says it's not, but yet within yourself, you don't address that, that's a lie. Jesus would never trust that, would you? Ask yourself that. Would you? So when you cleansing yourself, you spiritually cleansing yourself, you got to address the lies, your lies, the lies that would lie within you, not somebody else's lie. Be careful. Do not take other people's lies on, because it will become your sin. And you're lying to yourself. We don't always speak what we think. So that means there's a difference there, and that's a lie. And I believe everything we think comes from Jesus and God. It's our job to figure the positive out of it, not the negative, the positive. That is our free will to choose between the positive and negative. And Jesus and God would know our choices. They would know. So you got to figure that out, and it'll become common. It'll become a common thing that you sense between you and Jesus and God. That's what common sense resides with, not another human being, but your celestial being, your angel level, your goddess level. Some men are anus. If you choose to say a man, that's anal, very anus. But your angel level. And that's the highest level that only Jesus and God knows you as. A goddess level is the highest level that Jesus and God knows a female as. They don't know our human being side. That's outside of heaven's gate. You want to make it through and inside heaven, you got to go through Jesus. He has domain over heaven's gates. That's my belief, my thought, the chain of command. You can't bypass Jesus to get inside heaven. You can't call on God unless you go through Jesus. God don't want to be bothered with the things outside of heaven. Prove to him that you are worthy to be your Father in heaven. God ain't coming outside heaven. He got too much stuff going on inside heaven. He put his son in charge of heaven's gate. He gave his life for us. My thoughts. Not saying I'm right. I'm not going to believe everything I read. I've yet to meet a Bible that said anything good about a black man in it. Anything good about a black man. And the stuff they wrote in it, come on. Religion is man-made. I don't believe in man-made things. Man-made is usually opposite, because it's right on earth does not mean it's right in heaven. Be honest with yourself. Keep it real. And it's probably 360, 180. You go around and you come to realize you've been lying to yourself. And finding that out, realizing that, very moving. Judge everything on a mental, emotional, and a physical level. And the physical should be the least important. Most people think they can't fix their soul because you got to be dead. No, your living soul is your emotions. Your living spirit is your energy. Your energy resides in your mind. That's where your spirit is, your mind. Your emotions resides in your soul. That's where it lives at, within your soul. And it brings your spirit to earth, connected to the soul, because the soul is connected to the flesh. But your spirit, it only can exist on earth through your soul. And that soul that you're in at that time is you need to live that manifestation out. What is it? Be honest with yourself. Who is it? What is your purpose? Not earthbound purposes, your heavenly purposes. What you do on the earth that you would do in the heaven. But you got to make sure you walk in the path of heaven. Not the path of earth. Earth, it doesn't matter. This is hell. Everything outside of heaven's gate is hell. So if you learn how to walk your path that you will walk in heaven on earth, I believe Jesus will open heaven gates to you. Every one of God's children. Every one of us is God's children. Don't bring no harm to nobody's child, especially God's child. We all God's children. Understand that. We're nothing but guardian angels, all the men, all the males, guardian angels. We parent the child. We provide for a lady. And we protect both. The 3 P's. Protecting, that's we get stuck on the protecting the big and strong. Get my gun, protect my house, my home, whatever. There's so much more. Provide. Why? Why do we provide for a goddess, a lady, not a woman? She's no longer your woman. She's your lady. She's in your life. You should never want a woman. If she's got man in her and she chooses to hold on to that being that woman in your world and you choose to be that man, y'all not right for each other. Man and woman's not right for each other. We're not wrong. We're just not right for each other. I understand that because somebody still wanted, no man wants a woman. She got too much man in her. That's what we choose the lady in her. We say it in our minds all the time when a lady in the street and a freak in the sheet. And God is okay with that. Because the only thing can possess a lady and have a lady and have access to a lady is a gentleman. And a lady possesses heaven on earth. It's between her legs. A woman's heaven is hell. It's cash on delivery. A lady's lady, it's COD too. A lady's heaven is COD. You still got to earn your way in. It's a contract on demand. That contract, marriage. Not marrying her, but marrying who you are because of her. And she marrying who she is because of you. Understand the deeper perspective of things. God didn't put us on this earth to like one another. It's to like yourself and others. Or whoever you like, you do. You do yourself in that person to find out who you are. Grow yourself. See the different selves of you. Everybody's going to bring a different self out in you. Take the time to see yourself. We're afraid to see ourselves and afraid to be ourselves because we got to act a certain way. We wake up in the morning wondering who we're going to be, who I'm going to look like, who I'm going to act like. Be yourself. Learn who yourself is. And it's higher than just being a boy, a man, a gentleman. So much more. You're a guardian angel, a descending angel to walk out your manifestation as a male, boy, man. Only return to heaven's gates as a gentleman. God ain't going to take a man in heaven. If you know what's greater than man as a gentleman, why wait? Emulate that now. Do that now and become a professional of being a gentleman. Period. But understand, cleansing your spirit. You got to be real with yourself, real with your thoughts. Make yourself think. Make yourself have conversation with Jesus and God. Thinking about your thoughts is having a conversation with Jesus and God. What comes with that conversation is called wisdom. Find the best words. And a bunch of words put together is a vocabulary. Find the best vocabulary to speak his words. He don't give a fuck about harsh language. Fuck, shit, this. As long as you emphasizing what you're trying to get across to another human being. Words are for human beings, not just celestial being. And don't speak to the physical form. Speak to their emotions and their energy. That means you're speaking to their soul and their spirit. Move them. Even if the word may be harsh, wake them up. If the word's too strong, it doesn't mean it's wrong. They're just not right for it. And they'll come to their senses one day, but say enough so they can be stuck, because you can't unhear it. And when they come off that cloud, because they've been mentally, emotionally, and physically controlled by a simple word, oh my God, his language is so offensive. It just means they ain't ready for it yet. They still be controlled mentally, emotionally. Somebody tell them they should be offended because they mix a word and it's blasphemy. Come on, them are controlled words. Control words. Don't be controlled. Understand what's being said. Hear it, but listen. Listen. Hearing and listening is two different things. Listen. You got to close your eyes so you don't see the word, but listen. God gave you 2 ears. Listen. Understand right side, left side brain. Understand on the mental and emotional level. It was physically moving. More powerful. The power of thought. The power of thought. Don't want, desire. Listen. Learn the different levels of the words. We stuck in our want categories and not realize our desired categories is so much more than just a want. It's many wants put into one. Many wants. Everything you can ever want is in your desire. But you got to truly know what you want. Don't be grounded to earth. To be grounded to earth, you'll never make it to heaven. You have to let go things that's important on earth, because it doesn't mean it's important to heaven. You got to figure that out. Which one is which? Okay? Make that choice. What may be good on earth don't mean it's right in heaven. What may be right on earth, it don't mean it's right in heaven. Because everybody sees it's just don't mean Jesus or God sees it's just. Because you may have the majority down here. Do you mean you have the majority up there? And I know they say majority rules. But learn how to be one with your thoughts, your true thoughts. Your Bible is within you. It's your thoughts that Jesus and God have been speaking to you since you've been aware. You just got to listen and make sense of them. And they'll be common to you. Common sense belongs to be between you, Jesus, and God. That's what's common. Learn how to make that common. Learn how to connect into that. Your spiritual fasting, stop doing things to distract you from your thoughts. Take more time to think about what you're thinking about. Have more conversation with Jesus and God. Then I know it can give you true wisdom, your wisdom. What's within you, what's wise to you, what's common to you and Jesus. They know what they need to say to you. You just got to listen. A whisper from God and Jesus come in the form of a thought. Your job is to see the positive of that thought, not the negative, the positive. The devil is not a person, it's a mentality. If you choose to be negative mentality, then you see nothing but the negative. That free will, it's your choice. Just listen. But this is for your spiritual fasting and your spiritual cleansing. And be honest with your thoughts. Speak your thoughts. Learn. You can say anything to anybody. Just to learn the proper way to say it and get your point across. And let Jesus and God judge you on that. Did you say it correctly? They'll know. They'll know, because once they hear it, they can't unhear it. But just listen. Everybody gonna hear you. Tune into the ones that's truly listening to you. Again, enjoy your 2023.